liable to get scalded.
Exiting security enforcement mode. Unexpected. Investigating.
Here they come!
It's not the best choice. Affirmative. Mechanic.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? The geothermal plant? Now that is just That's a complete set. All aside from you, Miss.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit. What's on your...
If you're hungry, let's get some.
I'm listening.
there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt... Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people...
Adelaide okay.
Marauders can't see us and... That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me. You want my flock wasting... Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them, and you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die... As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms. I know, I'm trying to think. I'm not in the light. The matter's been... Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep her... I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath... Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again. Edgewater's not just a town to Adelaide. It's a symbol of everything that... We're the closest thing Adelaide's got to a family. We go back to Edgewater, she's gonna feel betrayed. Sure.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Everybody keeps staring at me. I've been thinking... I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town... I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and... I'm as good as dead to her. Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates every... We're the nearest she's got to... You know where to find me.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the job. Something I can help you with? Nothing.
Look at that. The snake's come back. What happened? Yeah. You're right. Hey, Thomas, gather up.
This is all happening so fast. Edgewater...
If you see Reed, let him know we're...
This was a nice What? Couple months? I owe them my life.
Look at that. The snakes come back. Good for them. I'm glad. I expected it'd end like this. I expect you... It is too late, and I'm tired of talking.
Back to the old...
One of us want to go see what happened?
Standing around the campfire, something I can... Nothing.
Tannery's been running at full capacity all day.
Something got you down?
This is a fine day, friend. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I... That's good enough for me. Adelaide and I have a history. We are in your debt. I am authorizing you for a discount on all official Spacer's Choice products. By all means. Thomas Kemp? I remember him. Had to write him up for daydreaming a few too many times.
He tries real hard, Mr. Thompson. This is something he wants to do. That'll make him twice as good.
I will give him a chance to impress me. If he knows his way around a toolbox, I may have a place for him in the Holcomb workshop. I do. Grace Romero, wasn't it? Brusque, truculent, never seemed to care much for cannery work. Protecting a camp from marauders is no small task. I'll see to fitting her out in a guard's uniform. This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. I was too hard on my own workers. I pushed them to their breaking point. With more hands at the cannery, I expect productivity will rise. I expect we'll grow. And I expect I can ask... This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. I was too hard on my own workers. I pushed them to their breaking point. With more hands at the cannery, this whole... Look, we're a small, poor town on some backwater corner of Terra 2. Only way we're...
Got my sights on you.
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
Where are we headed?
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
Nothing I can do about that.
Hey, thanks for helping me back in that cave. You got a real knack for curative work.
If it ain't the Starship Inspector, here's hoping Edgewater's up to your standards.
Vale's a little safer. We pay by the... Mabel Burgess. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient. Still one outstanding bounty. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all... Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint to ink. Here's... You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, ever since the company first settled the Vale. Life's good out here, but it ain't easy. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn Marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Everybody likes Adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed. Sure, a little too much Adrenatime can bring out the violent... Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect. What's on your mind? As long as... If this is... I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the... Careful, stranger. Talk like that...
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Please.
If you're
Falling sick, I don't want you near me.
You've given me...
bang-up work, soldier. You're a So this is it. I would reward you with...
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have... Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once, I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. Yes! Captain. Something you need?
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. What are we contemplating today? Bakonu, the author. Unfortunately, he was also... Philosophism's a false religion, but most of the philosophists... I've been thinking on that. There's a former he's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it. We should start on the groundbreaker. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, I meditated. Thank you. Something vexing you, Captain? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run of... that's what... I grew up... I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. They internalized the precepts of scientism like... I envied that. I wanted that peace. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The plan is not... Some choices make the path smooth. It's like an unbreakable elastic band. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my... I've been called... What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment. That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude. Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the groundbreaker? If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in that'll give us date. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manner.
Something you...
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Our engine room is located. What can I do for you, All systems are... I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude.